And let's open it up with, man, conclusions matter. Conclusions matter so much, right? Think about when you were in school, your teacher tell you, hey, make sure you have a good, strong opening paragraph, right? And you have a great conclusion. Because a lot of times we forget what's in the meat of the paper. We just remember what we open up with, right? We remember that opening because that's what hooks us in. And then we remember that conclusion because that's how we leave. Think about it. At the end of a movie, if the movie is okay, but the ending is great, you go, that's a great movie. Whereas the meat of the movie could be absolutely amazing, but then the conclusion is, man, you go like, oh, I ain't really like that movie. Could have done a little bit this here, there. Could have done this a little bit better. I didn't like it. Books, just like I talked about with papers, if that book ends real nice, you go, you know what, man? Oh, that was a good book, man. I really like how that book ended. Think of a relationship. Whether it's a professional relationship, whether it's a personal relationship, oftentimes we think about the most recent moment in that relationship and how that's how we define the relationship. If you leave a job and you leave on good terms, you go, you know what? I really enjoyed my time there. Meanwhile, you hated the 4 of those 5 years you were there. Just that last 6 months was amazing. And then you're just like, oh man, great time. I've seen it. I've done it. And you think about the end of a season, right? Of a sports season. You look at your team. How did they end the season? If you look at the Packers, you go, oh man, they had a terrible season, a disappointing season. They won 13 freaking games. It was still a good season. Or you look at a team like the Jacksonville Jaguars. They lose, they win their last game. You go, oh man, that's optimism moving forward. Yeah. No, your season sucked. You lost your head coach. You were terrible. But again, conclusions matter. And this week, unlike no other week, I think that is so evident in the football that we watch. Today is Overreaction Monday, and I might join the overreactors and overreact because we say this was the best, the greatest weekend of football ever. And I watched those games. I was like, maybe there was. I mean, they were all close games. I mean, each game ended in a walk-off situation. So maybe because it ended with the walk-off, we overvalue what the game was like. You know what I mean? Hey, now walk it out. Walk it out. Now walk it out. Because every game ended up with the walk-off, you know. Now, I'm not about to sit here and walk it out so my legs can be sore and I can be tired as hell. No, I'm not going to do that. But the point about it was all the games ended in walk-offs. We had 4 games in walk-off field goals or walk-off touchdown. And we look at it and we go, this was a great game. And I go, well, did you watch the first, second, and third quarters? Some of these games, it was, but a great ending nonetheless. So conclusions matter. So understand that when you're living life, when you're talking to people, when you're interacting with people, when you're conducting business, oftentimes the way it ends is the way that people are going to remember it. And I think that's what happened this week in football. We remember the ending more than we remember the meat. We remember the beginning and the end and all the stuff that happened in the middle was because the ending was amazing.